For instance, like we'll take like a small to medium business, right? They might be selling something that might be considered high end, like it's in a couple of thousands of dollars. When you try to build a landing page for that particular client, how would you, besides like the variable factors that you kind of spoke about before and the methodology, is there anything else that you would try and get information off to kind of determine roughly like how much time you're going to need in order to quote unquote waste bit of budget, so leverage a portion of that budget in order to test and learn, and then kind of look towards like some sort of gain in returns?
Well, I think for lead gen, it kind of varies, right? The consumer or client or whoever I'm talking to, they need to understand what is the value of that end user, right? If that end user stays with the company for 3 months, let's say an agency model, a contract of 90 days, and that person generated them X amount of revenue, then they should take that as the cost per lead gen over time, right? And then over the amount of time they spent on the ads, or maybe 6 months. So it really, really depends. You have to understand that number value first. And then after that, I tend to like look at, okay, what does the agency product, what it would have to offer? What is the main benefit that it is giving me, right? For example, let's take weight loss, right? A lot of people tend to like, hey, just lose weight, but why lose weight? You know what I mean? Lose weight because your husband's about to divorce you, right? There's an angle, more specific, more emotional, more cold-hearted, and then use that emotion to help trigger with the ads, right? The idea of the landing page is to constantly get them to flow toward the action, and when they get to the action, they actually do take action. A lot of people, when they do copy, they just put the most generic stuff on there, and it's cool. Having the generic stuff is good, but you're not getting actionable results. And actionable result is people actually scrolling through the page, reading through the page, clicking the button, right? There's engagement on that page. When there's no engagement on that page, then there's something wrong with the copy. There's something wrong with the organization and the layout, right? So those are the things that are pretty much important. And then once those are basically set up, when you do an ad, it's pretty much easy. Now you have to use copy on the ad to be relevant enough to the page that you created, right? I have a client now that we're doing lead gen for. They're basically B2B business, and I've created a lead gen page, which is very, very short, which basically tells them like, hey, we know who we know how who X amount is, we know how to do this, focus on your business, here are the case studies, here's what to do now, right? Very, very simple, and it's pretty much straight to the point. When people go through the page, which is probably just another one scroll on the mouse, I know that they're interested, and then that allows me to actually fire a pixel to create an audience, or hopefully they schedule a call with the client I have.
And do you find like with B2B that there's a longer lead time, so therefore like you might have to generate several basis email, like if you've captured their emails, you've had to kind of create a bit of a funnel, like a longer funnel than you would?
Yeah, exactly. So right now we have a funnel that goes to the lead gen. When in between the lead gen, there's a pixel firing for actionable, and then goes to the calendar. Obviously, there's a drop off. People tend to not want to go to or schedule a call right away. So we have a full funnel of yes and no's, email series of what to do next. Like if the person did not schedule, an email gets sent out, welcome. And this is a whole nother copy on what to do, right? Just because this is a full marketing funnel. Again, just because you have a landing page, you buy media, you get a lead, that's cool too, but you also have to work on the series of the email. So we have the intro, who we are, right? Attention. First one, if they did not click or schedule a call within that email, they got put through a no process. Then they go through the next email series, right? The next email series is the intent. Oh, the reason why I should use us is because of this and this and that, right? If there's a no schedule on that, you go through another one, right? And we use the same process, the AIDA process or desire. But within desire, we tend to put now testimonials in this phase, just because we're introducing ourselves more so to help the user's potential to escalate their business more, right? So we have to back that up, and we add testimonials in the email. And then there's a no, the last one is a more of a overall actionable item. We'll say, hey, we recognize, we saw that you didn't want to schedule with us, but here's several blog posts to keep in touch if you have any more questions, blah, 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 right? The email is more like a 4 or 5 day email series, just to keep the user looking at our name, looking at our name, looking at our name, and trying to get the engagement, right? And hopefully in that 4 or 5 day series, they click yes, the email series stop, and then a call gets scheduled and goes to a call center agent.